What is going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please consider subscribing. Alright, and today's video, I'm just going to go over a quick topic. I actually put a lantern in here because it's kind of starting to get dark out here, but it's much darker in the cabin since I have the windows tinted out. But anyways, the topic of this video, and I've seen a lot of people post on it, and I've had actually a lot of people in just come up to me in real life and ask, like, hey, you got the BRZ, how do you fit your kid in there? And can you fit your kiddo in there? And the answer is yes, you can fit a kiddo or two in here. The big question, though, the key question is, can you fit them comfortably? And that really depends a lot on your driving position, for one thing, and the type of seat. And I'll go over that real quick for you. So I am about 5'6", 5'7". In fact, I don't even drive with the seat this far back, just a little bit. I don't do a crazy lean, just a moderate one. But the key thing here is the type of seat. Now, my son is old enough to be able to be in a high back booster seat. And I think that's key for this car because the back seats in the BRZ are bucket style, so they sink in a little bit at a weird, kind of like a very semi-angle. Now, originally I had just a traditional, child seat that was frontward facing, and it sat really high up, and it didn't really fill in the groove, so it kind of just sat super tall, and it came out to about like where my hand is here in front of the lip of the seat. So that didn't really fit them comfortably. With kiddos, since they're not full grown, their knees don't bend where they should in the traditional seat like an adult. So obviously you're going to have fitment problems. But with this high back booster seat, it sinks in really nicely, very flush. Like the back is fully against it. I know it's a little bit hard to see. I put a lantern in here to help. But the way that it sits, it's just really nice. So I could definitely squeeze two just like that, one on each side. Obviously the middle here you can't because there's this kind of hump here, the separator. So you can't fit three. You definitely can fit two. Now, if you have a newborn and you have to do rear facing, you could definitely do one rear facing, I feel like, and that would have to be on the passenger side. But if you were to do that, I feel like there's no way safely and comfortably you can fit an actual passenger in the front seat of it. Now, that's subject to like the person's size, really, if they're a really tiny person and they scrunch up. But then again, I feel like they're not going to be comfortable and they're going to be really close to the airbags. So I really wouldn't recommend it. So it can be done, but I definitely would recommend that the front passenger be pulled up all the way and the seat folded all the way forward to allow for that space. And that's even compensating a lot for if you're really willing to, bend over, get back there, and get your child in and out, depending on if you're doing it daily or not. Every once in a while, if it's an every once in a while thing, maybe you won't mind it as much. Or if you really, really love the car, you'll probably make the compromise, or you'd be more willing to make that type of compromise. But it's definitely possible. This one here is a Graco high back booster, so it still has the harness and everything for him. And he's very comfortable. He has plenty of leg room. And, from there, as he grows and his legs get a little bit longer, they'll bend even more appropriately. So he'll have even more space. So he doesn't complain or anything like that. He loves it. And, I'm really grateful for that because I'm able to enjoy the car that I really like. So is it possible to fit your kiddo or kiddos in a BRZ? Absolutely. Again, just the key thing here is comfort and how they can fit, and your budget too, because there's so many different kinds of car seats out there in the market at varying prices. And anyone that knows anything about car seats, they can get rather expensive, especially some of the higher end ones that are more slim. That seems to be kind of a niche market, especially like the Euro market. They're very popular, but they're much more expensive. So hopefully this video helps anyone that's kind of considering on the fence, or just ultimately really wants a BRZ but has a child or two. It's definitely doable, but just consider your options. And even when I went to get this BRZ, I came from an STI, which had plenty of space for the kids. But I really had my heart set on a BRZ, and what I ended up doing was, you know, if someone is really wanting to make the sale, they'll not necessarily bend over backwards, but they'll compromise with you. So I was able to just roll up there, bring my traditional car seat, fit it in there, and was like, it kind of fits okay, not too bad. But I was already planning on getting a different seat anyways, so, and long story short, I was able to test it out just to make sure that it at least met the bare minimum for me and my son. So you can do the same as well. I'm sure any personal sale or a dealer would do the same for you, but that's their best bet, is to give it a try, because you're never going to know until you're personally in it. But otherwise, for this video as a guide, it is definitely possible. I do it every day. So alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it somewhat helpful. I know that this type of topic is kind of just, it really just depends on how you like to sit as a driver, and then just space, like how tall you are. That's a really big factor. Otherwise, normally I would say that the back seat is mainly for backpacks and stuff like that, and just like light travel gear, but nothing heavy, because it's just not a lot of space. Like a full-grown adult you can fit. I've done it before. I've even sampled and sat in the back, but I was definitely not comfortable. So, but all right, cool. I'll let you guys go. This video has been dragging on a little bit long, so I apologize, but thanks again for sticking around and checking out the content. I'll catch you guys on the next one.